Hi ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about save files and acquiring them, as well as dropping gear for our PlayStation Xbox brethren, because of course Gearbox was lovely and made this game cross-play, so now people who do have a PC can now drop gear for our console brethren, or this is also going to be a tutorial for how to basically download a save file. It's incredibly simple, but let's talk about it. We got an absolutely lovely person here who wants me to test one of the save games. Let's get after it. So simply as this, you just go to our Discord, you would arrive at the top, you'd go all the way down past hub, past all the stuff into the tower games. Don't ask Tower, an old life, let it die. Anyways, basically you go to Wonderlands. Right below that is called Save Files. Boom, bam, ready to go. Click Save Files, you'll arrive here. This is my build. Hopefully I'll make it look a lot more clean. Also, I'll change the name for what you guys gave me. Regardless, now we're gonna hit download. We're gonna download this lovely person who wanted me to check out their revision of one of my builds. Love it to pieces. That is going to open up a window and download essentially the save file. We're gonna go and show our folder. So that is it in our downloads. So now we need to find where Wonderlands is saved on your computer. A really easy way to do this is literally just type in Wonderlands here. There it is, Wonderlands right there. Now be careful, that one isn't right because I make YouTube videos, so I name this right here should be it. Yeah, you guys can see that it's Logan, Documents, My Games, that's where it's located. Boom. So now we have access to the save file where we downloaded, of course, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, okay? So now we're gonna go into save, and now we're gonna go into save game. And now we're going to go into this. This jumble of words is basically where we're at. That is where all of our save games are. Listen, man, I've been trying to find Pixies, okay? A lot of save files out there say they have Pixies. They have a shitty version of Pixies. Anyways, pain. Yeah, so this is where your save file, you probably just have one or maybe two. But anyways, at this point, we would take this, stick it to the side of our screen like so, and then there is our other thing. We can also take this and stick it to the other side, boom. And now it's as simple as taking this and placing it over here. Now let me see, 32, do we have 32? We have 33. Weird, we have a perfect gap. Anyways, we're gonna take this, slap it in there, boom, and now it is there. So that's not it. When you go to load up Wonderland, for me, I have it on Epic Store, and I don't think because the game was running when I put it in there and it just said updating cloud, I think it took the data. So if I go to launch it, I think it will just launch. Yeah, so basically, yeah, it did. Dang it. So if you didn't do that, like I just did, basically you'll have an option that says, the left side box will say, like, do you want to take this new information and upload it to the cloud? And you'll say yes. Pick that option because you'll be uploading your new save game into the cloud, so then it's now permanent. And that is essentially how you download a save file. And then it would just be as simple as going into your load character and finding the new save file there and then ripping it, letting it go. And that's as easy as it is. Now, there's one hiccup to note here. So we have this right here. Also, these are all the lovely people in the Borderlands community who are kind enough to throw around their save files. Thank you kindly. Anyways, we have this. So this is my save file. Now, I have a build out right now, and you guys can download that. Now, the funny thing is if I were to upload like a 2.0 version of my build, and I were to give you a save file, you guys would not see it appear here, okay? The reason why is because you already have one of my save files. Now, even if you change the name to like save file 20 or save file 30, it would not change the fact that this save file still is the predominant one being read. So what you would need to do, and this is what I would highly advise you guys doing, is basically you would need to make a copy of it. So you guys might be like, well, GRINN, your save file looked like a little bit weirder than mine. It didn't have all these weird things here. It only had this. Well, that's because I have this and then I have this. So this is where I keep my like baseline save files. So say if I really wanted to keep my current save file, which is this one, or you wanted to keep your base save file, which is this, but I uploaded a new save file and you had gear that you wanted from that save file but it wasn't appearing, it's because you already are using one of my basically my profile, or not my profile, but one of my saves. It's weird. It's very weird. So say if I uploaded a 2.0 version of my build and you downloaded it and you wasn't showing up, that's because you have one of my previous profile in there. So all you would do is copy this, yes, you'd copy it and then you'd go over here and then I just paste it here. That's where I basically instance my character. character. Boom. You paste it here, and then you would go back in, delete the profile, and then reinstall whatever new save file it is. And then you would run the game again, and then it would say, do you want to upload this new save file to the cloud? You say yes, and then as soon as you log in, you'll see the new save file there. And then what you can do with that new save file is you can go and basically go to your vault and dump all of the gear that I provided to you within that save file. Into your vault, which is your profile. Their profile is your vault, okay? So this is how we're gonna branch off and talk about how you drop stuff for console people, but that's what you would do. And then you would simply back out of the game, delete this save file, and because you dumped all of the loot in your safe, which is your profile, then he's empty. You would delete this, you would go back, copy this one, and put it back in here, and then you would just go to your vault, take all the stuff that was in the previous save file, maybe reset your skills and put them in the points where you need to be, and you'd be good to go. Now, most people don't need to do that. Most content creators will probably try to find a way to make it so that doesn't happen, that you're not overriding the same profile. So a little bit harder for us. We'll have to find brand new profile or save games in order to build off of. So if they're named something weird, that's probably why. It's because we're using somebody else's save file so that they don't overwrite your save file. And anyway, let's talk about how you drop stuff for console people. Now, because of the notion of save files, now that we know that where they are and they're right here, all it takes is as simple as this. So say if I have my companion build. This is where my companion build is, right here. So it's in save file 1. That's it right there. And that's this one right here that you guys are actually seeing on screen right now. So what you are going to want to do, if you want to drop gear for your friends or drop a build for your friends, you're going to need to know what build has all of the gear that they want on it. You are going to copy this. Goddamn Windows 10 or whatever the hell it is. Copy this. Go back. Put that here. Copy, go here, and then paste that right here. Boom. Okay, so now we have a copy right here. This is permanently saved in time. That's the best way to think about this. So this is the save that has all of my gear on it, okay? So then I am going to basically go into game. We're going to jump in, and then I'm going to dump all of my gear on the ground, and we are going to save out and save back in. Now, how this would work in practice is you would basically have one of your friends send you a message on Gearbox's shift program, tell your friend to join you, and you're on the save file that has all the gear that he wants. You're going to jump over here and set all the gear on the ground for your friend. Drop this, predominantly drop this because it's predominantly about the build. Drop this, drop this, drop this, drop this, drop this, drop this, drop everything that you could want. It does not matter. You can drop your entire inventory if you want. Your friend will pick all of the gear up, okay? It's all ready to go. And then after your friend picks it all up, tell him to disconnect. You're fine with that. After he disconnects, he makes sure he loads into his own world. You are going to, you can quit to menu, you can back to desktop. I would suggest back to desktop, but basically this save file is now dead because it has no loot. You've given all your loot away. It is a dead save file. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to back out of the game, quit to desktop. So now this save, which we just gave all of our loot away, we're going to delete that. Delete it. Okay, now we're going to back out. We're going to copy this one. You're okay. You're okay. Copy that. Don't cut it. And paste the save file here. Boom. We've reset time. Now this is the save file that has all the gear. Now when we load the game, it's actually, I'm going to be able to show you guys the thing I wasn't going to be able to show you beforehand. Also, forgive me if I'm talking very fast. It's a lot to explain. But anyways, right here, so you guys say upload to the cloud. Perfect. It's going to say you will do that. And now you have your save file back in. And your friend has all of the loot he could ever want. So if your friend's like, hey man, can you download insert amazing build? Can you drop the gear for me on console? I don't want to farm for an eternity. Also, one of the pieces of the build is like specific to a horrible farm. Can you do this for me? And then you could just do that for your boys. And it'd be easy as that, my friends. And as soon as we load into the game, you guys are going to see that my character that we just dumped all the gear off of is going to now have all of his gear back. He's going to be wearing his armor. He's going to be having all of his gear. Now, this is something that they used to do back in the day with Borderlands, so this has always been a fun thing that you can do. It's just awesome that cross-play people can now drop things for their friends, if, of course, PC people can first acquire it, which is the good old PC Master Race. Anyway, sorry, just the fucking thing. Hey guys, me here in post. I just wanted to make one addition to this. Console people can do this too. I got recent confirmation on a stream last night that console people can do the OG classic duping strat over for PS4 for Xbox. Essentially, the idea is the same. game. Okay, so how it's going to work is you're going to, of course, find the person that you're going to want to dupe with. The person that is going to be receiving the items that are being duped should be the one that is hosting, and the person that is dropping the items should be just going into your friend's game, okay? And then the person who joins the game is going to drop all of his gear, and then he is going to dashboard or close application if you're on PS4 or however the new PS5 works. Same thing with Xbox. You're just going to hit the Xbox button and then close the program without it basically having time to update itself to the cloud. And yeah, this is the OG strat that had existed in Borderlands 2 and I think onward, so enjoy. This is even cooler with the addition of crossplay, because now a PC person can drop an item to one console person, and that one console person can go ahead and spread the love to all the other console people, kind of creating like a favor for a favor for a favor kind of mentality, which is awesome, or one good deed is also what it's called, but I digress. I think it's neat. Enjoy. So yes, you guys can see that our character has his gear. Now, one more thing that I'll talk about, and that you maybe be able to infer this is something we used to do back in the day with Borderlands, where if you had a quest that was like a special unique blue weapon that was only given to you as a quest reward, you would complete the quest, and then right before you would finish the quest, you would basically make a save, and then you would just make a copy of the save file. That way you could keep instancing the quest reward and keep getting different rolls on it until you got the best roll. Well, you didn't have a lot to do back then. Anyways, but in Wonderlands, this is even more of a thing, because we can randomly enchant and re-roll enchantments. So if you get the absolute god roll item, for me it would be like pixies that are fire or cryo, and just have like, and are ×2 and are also chaotic or volatile, like kind of like this one, except it's, you know, poison or whatever. It's not as great. But I got one version of this, and instead of me just like enchanting it and then just getting like screwed over and screwed over and screwed over, I just made a copy of the save file that had the gear that I most wanted to get good enchantments on. So for this, I still have the base template actually. I think in my inventory. Let's see. Yes, it's this is Mach 1. This is the first roll that it spawned in. So if I go to enchant this, I can enchant this like 6 times before it starts getting exponentially expensive. But what I did with this is I basically backed out of the game like this. I backed out, quit to menu. I always let it like arrive in the menu because I think it saves. So it says like right there, boom, save, or crossplay enabled. Anyways, so now I'm going to go to here. This is my save file. I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to go over here. I'll delete my old one because I don't think I had anything on there. We didn't do anything. I'll paste it there. Now we have the save file frozen in time that has our pixie corrosive thing on it. So we could theoretically re-roll the pixie weapon as many times as we want until we get a good roll on it. And then if we waste all of our rolls, we get no dice, then we would just delete that profile that has the pixie weapon that's kind of mined out, essentially. And then you would just copy the old save file that had the pixie weapon that didn't have it there anymore. So basically, I would just run through the enchanting process a bunch and just kind of try to make it so that I got my pixie weapon, the roll that I wanted. For me, it would be poison on spellcast would be great. So when I get that, I'm good. Yeah, I don't think I need to really show you guys, but that's the idea, is that you would just go over there and enchant your weapon like crazy until you get the roll that you want. If you don't get the roll, then this would be the process that you would do. You would just go quit to desktop, go over here, delete the save that had the not wanted pixie enchantment weapon, delete it, go over here, copy this, and then paste this back in there. Boom, you'd be ready to go. It's back at the top. Next time we go to load in the game, it'll ask us if you want to update something to the cloud. If you're fast enough, then it will auto cloud sync because you've taken out something and replaced it, so that it's just saving the same thing into the cloud. It's weird, but it's how it works. And then you have a brand new fresh start. You'd have the same amount of moon aura because you're going back in time, essentially. Choosing the future that you most want is a good way of thinking about it. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that made some sense. I know it's touch complicated, but essentially if you understand that you're basically just keeping your old save, and if you're not like moving your save around, you're just making a copy of it so that you can always go back to that save point in time, whether that's the time that you had a lot of moon ore, whether that's the time that you didn't enchant your really high quality weapon so that you could get the best enchantment, so you keep going back and forth and back and forth. And with the crazy variabilities of enchantments, I don't think this is that broken, otherwise you'll be here forever. Okay, it is so hard for me to get one pixie weapon. I've been grinding and I still haven't got a good pixie weapon. I'm talking like 3 days every day for like 4. It's a lot. Okay, I still haven't got my pixie weapon at all. And yeah, so I don't, unless you want to play this game for 40 years, I feel like this is not bad. And they're planning on updating the game constantly, so I don't feel like this is too out the way. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, that is why if you see a lot of content creators have a lot of stacked gear, it's probably because they're doing that. And this is something, an old OG tactic that they used to do back in the day when it comes to trying to get the best quest reward variant of a weapon, because you couldn't farm them. You'd have to do the whole quest, go through the entire campaign again just to get another chance at it. So this is the way that the community came out with, which is very, very clever. Hats off to the Borderlands community always for being absurdly clever. And yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that made sense. I made this video because I didn't want to have in all of my build videos a section dedicated to showing you how to download the save, so I just want to put this in the description, and that's hopefully where some of you guys found that, and that's how you install save files. You can get save files from Discords, from YouTube videos that take you to a download point. Of course, be careful about that. I don't want you guys downloading anything malicious. Discord, I think, does a pretty good job about you being able to tell what is kind of not okay and what is fine. Also, you can go to the Nexus. The Nexus is another place that you can download some save files, although be careful because sometimes they actually explicitly are modded gear. If you want to have fun like that, go ahead, have fun like that, but just be careful that you're not getting something that is like fundamentally not meant to be in the game and it's absolutely broken, you know? And also be careful going into other people's games with that modded gear. I think that's the biggest thing, is that you can kind of ruin someone else's experience if you're just like literally nuking everything in the map in 2 seconds. Now, granted, some of the builds do that, mine included, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully I can see you again. Thank you, and goodbye, my friends.